Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine with sticking to like this region of what's it called? Zephytera? Zephytera? Is that the world name, right? Just like the whole world?
Yeah, Zefterra.
Zephytera, yeah.
Is this like a homebrewed world that you came up with?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, I mean like we pretty much stuck to like a pretty small region of even this like section of the map. We only stuck to this like one little area with like the three cities and the two tiny towns of Shen and
Yeah, to be honest, they
Norwood.
didn't leave outside of this.
Yeah. Are the others in the Roll20 right now? I
Uh,
only see
no.
you and Anthony right now.
I
Yeah,
can get on roll 20.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because yeah, we have the map of the world we have been running previously for the Friday sessions. But yeah, no,
So
we really haven't done that much the with this region even. We've been in a very small area actually of it.
I'm surprised too, because like the other group has done, their area is even less than yours that they've traveled. Like I'm not even lying
Yeah.
when I say they've only traveled in the same line back and forth like 6 hexes. Like,
I mean,
Pretty much like
which
in
is
bouncing
fairness,
back and forth between two cities.
yeah, they went from like a small kind of farming town to
Mm.
a city, and they spent like 10 sessions in the city. Well, actually,
in
probably more
fairness,
than 10.
you do have a Munchkin who keeps going off on his own, so
Yeah, kind of, pretty much. Yeah, two of his characters have died. One of them was just like totally his fault, but
Mm.
and I was like, "Are you sure? Like this is? Are you sure? Yes, this is what I want to do." All right, you plunge 2 stories in the dark on a slick building. Okay, make an acrobatics check. It's going to be super difficult. Are you sure? It's going to be nigh impossible. You don't have dark vision. This is in the dark. What do you want to do? Okay. He rolled like a 12 or something. I'm like, okay, roll whatever it was. It was like 3d6 or something, and he had 6 health left. So he obviously rolled past whatever it was and was just laying there, and he failed all of his death saving throws.
Oh.
I was like, oh, what an anticlimactic way to go, you know? Give you a chance to not do that.
Falls off of building.
He didn't fall. So, long story short, he was trying to be sneaky and um, like he was trying to not involve the rest of the players. So like when they were trying to burst into the room where he was trying to do his sneaky business, he was like, "Oh, I know they're coming." So he like rushed out the window and like tried to grab on stuff underneath the windowsill to hide. And like so there was like another person in that room that like pointed out the window. So one of the party members like looking for them. Like metagame knows that the person's there, but looking around doesn't see them because they're underneath. And then the character was just like, "I let go." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like, just like I was like absolutely clear. I'm like, "This is not a very smart thing to do. Like, you're low on health. Like, it was like 2 or 3 stories up in this big building. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't have dark vision. Can't see. It was raining, so everything would have been slick. I was like, you could try and like, hop over and do something different, but like just dropping. That's what I want to do. So be it. You, homie.
Living
Yep.
a very bold life.
Yep. Go roll a new character. Bye bye.
And then he was all like, butthurt about it. And I'm like, "Duh." Like I hate that. Like I don't like when people's characters die. You know?
Oh, I thought it was what's it called? I thought it was the funniest fucking thing when what's it called during the last session? Me and or not the last session, the last like like group when when I still had Alan the Cavalier, and me and
Yeah.
Felix like rode off to distract the horde, and just got peppered with arrows, and Alan died, and then afterwards you're like, yeah, I kind of meant for you all to run off in the same direction you probably would have went. I thought that was the funniest shit ever.
Oh yeah, no, I meant
Because
like it's
I
fine
feel
if
like
you're making a distraction, but it's like you're talking about
Mhm.
bows that have like
yeah, hmm
probably 3 times the range that Felix had on his spell. And I'm like, are you
Yeah.
sure? Like, this is a lot of people coming, and I think I explicitly said like a lot of them have bows, like trying to, like you guys do whatever you want. I'm not gonna tell you not to do
Yeah.
anything. I'm just like, just make sure you have all, like like your
Mhm.
character would know that. So
yeah.
I'll,
Yeah, no, I
I'll
was.
be right
What's it?
back.
We
I
came
gotta-
pretty close to like making it out of there, but not quite.
yeah, I was right at the end. There's a couple of good rolls. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it
I
felt
gotta
like a
quickly.
very.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. I just gotta go and grab something. I'll be right back. I won't be
Okay.
gone long.
Okay, 10-4.
Yeah, no, it felt like a very in character way for Alan to die though, because that's how I figured he was gonna die. He was gonna get overconfident about something, trying to act all cavalierish, knightly and whatnot, and just get wrecked at some point. I could tell from like as soon as I was like coming up with the character, I'm like, he's gonna die for a dumb reason.
Let me go ahead and make some character sheets for you guys.
I made some.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
I just copied a bunch of the templates there.
Alright, let's. I'm trying to remember how. What's it called? So oh yeah, what's it called? Do we know what level we're gonna be starting at? Because I'm thinking like, if I can remember correctly enough to roll Oliver back to where I had him when we started up, or roll it back even farther. I don't know. I can just look through rogue stuff again and figure out where I was at.
I'm good with anything, honestly.
Level wise.
Yeah, I mean,
Level
like,
12 then.
I just want to see what people want to do. Like, do we
Mhm.
want to start like lower level again? Do we just want to start with the same characters we had and scale everybody up? Because
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to start over. To be honest.
Hmm.
I'm pretty good either way.
Yeah, I'm fine either way too. I guess it's for what's called, in my opinion, it's kind of like up to the people who are coming in. Because I did enjoy starting with the kind of lower level characters, but I'm fine with just scaling up to where we are at like level 6. And,
I have no preference because I don't have anything made.
okay. Well, what's it called? Yeah, once Walter comes back, we can ask him, I guess. But yeah, no, if you don't have a preference and Anthony wants to just keep going at around level 6-ish, right, Anthony?
Yeah, we're 6 right now. I don't mind
Yeah,
if
right.
we want to scale back a little bit. I don't mind. I just don't want to start at like 1.
Yeah, no, like 1's a bit. Like I don't think we even started at 1, Dylan, when we like first started these. Back when these were supposed to be the Wednesday sessions, I think is what we started with.
We started with. Let's see here.
I think initially we were
Started
level
with
3s.
Monday,
Right, we were Monday, then we became
and then Wednesday, and then we swapped to Friday because Ed's schedule kept changing.
Right. I feel like we were only supposed to do Friday for 1 week. I feel like Ed say that? He was like, yeah, no, we can do Friday for a week and then go back on to Wednesday. Then we just kind of stuck to Friday, I feel like. Maybe I'm misremembering that. Let's go. No, but even then though, when we like first started on this like world, I think we yeah, we didn't start at level 1, I don't think, did we? We're, what,
Yep.
level 3 to start with?
No, everybody
were we
started at
level?
1. Yep.
Really? Oh, I don't remember that. Because
That's
from
when
it
you're
was a
having
bit
fun,
high.
I guess.
And what's it called? We've been, yeah, no, we've been playing on this
So
this world for a while.
I'm good if you guys want to keep your characters. 6 is not a terrible spot. It's like not that high level. You know what I mean? So if you
Yeah.
guys want to start at 6 and go from there, that's fine. And then maybe we can just do like a time lapse or something.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, what's it called? We were talking in the chat like a week or so ago, right? Like I'm fine either like saying that like the rest of the group kind of like broke up, or if we're gonna start fresh, so to speak, on the world entirely, but just keep it at level 6 for like just the continuity's sake. Well, not continuity, but not wanting to roll back at all level wise, but story wise, I'm fine with starting afresh since a lot of the stuff that we've been doing is kind of interrupted by having the characters drop out and stuff. Do you have a preference on that, Anthony? Do you care?
I had only played for a couple of sessions, so I don't really knew what had gone on before. There's only bits and pieces I had caught. I got just just the stuff in Shen, but I'm good either way if we want to just kind of wipe it clean and start over. But
Yeah, honestly,
I'm also
since-
good if we just leave it the way it is and just pick up or maybe not pick up exactly where we left off, but like pick up maybe in another part of the continent and kind of see the aftermath of what our characters had done.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? Yeah, since Oliver came at the same time as your character did, so what's it called? Both of our what's it called? You're not playing with Kaladin again, right? He said you're starting.
Yeah,
at
I'm
Legion?
gonna do a cleric
Yeah,
just to get something new, and it also keeps that way if we have like a people don't have to like stick to healing if they don't want to.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah, since Oliver really like only hopped in on the party, and like honestly, Oliver like barely knows like what the party's doing really. Like Oliver's just been kind of rolling along with the group. Then I'm perfectly fine with Dylan. I guess it's up to you, Dylan, how you want to go forward with it storytelling wise, because we could just wipe clean the fact that everything with Oliver and like with the old party happened, or if you want to keep that and like have that in the background of this new story that we're telling and just say Oliver just broke off from the group or whatever. Either way is fine with me.
Yeah, either ways, me as well. So,
The
like
group
I said,
has decided
I like,
and wants you to pick Dylan.
Yes, I know. I like the idea of doing a time lapse thing, just because all this stuff already happened. So rather than like
Yeah.
retcon anything or
Mm-hmm.
like pretend it doesn't happen or whatever, like I like the time lapse idea. And then
Okay.
what you play in is the consequences of what already transpired, plus whatever events. Like I'll let you guys know when we like actually play like boom boom boom. But I mean, you guys didn't really get you didn't have a chance to really plug into the main story, so
Yeah.
I think I can roll with kind of what I had, and it'll still be a good starting point.
Okay. Yeah, that works with me. We can skip forward
So
to
yeah, that
whatever
being
time
said,
units.
again, I'm okay either way. If you like Oliver, and like you said, like there's reasons he would have broken off from the group. If you want to play Oliver, I'm totally fine with that. Just like without leveling, and again, time lapse. So we'll just say it's been a year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever the time lapse is, and then like I would obviously let you have the knowledge of what happened firsthand with your character, and then everybody else would have new characters. But I mean, to avoid the awkward like meeting in a bar, which I mean it's fine, whatever. But you know, I really like when characters kind of like, yeah, I know this person from my backstory, because it just smooths everything over. You know, so it doesn't have to be like here's one giant cohesive group and yeah, we just know each other. But It could be. It doesn't have to be. But at least like if there's like a couple groupings, like yeah, this person knows that
Right.
person, and like these three people know each other, and like or whatever it is, so when shit goes down or whatever, or there's a job or whatever it is,
Mhm.
the starting event is that brings you guys together, you would have a reason why,
Yeah, why the group's together. I mean, yeah, what's it called? Oliver. I mean, I guess yeah. If we're just gonna do time lapse, we can just say like went back into work, so to speak. I mean, like we could say I don't know. If someone wants to have a character that's like say maybe not on the run, or just trying to start afresh or whatever, and just needs help with like say I don't know people smuggling or something. That's something I realistically could see Oliver like working in, like picking up as a job here or there, helping someone, falsify some documents and whatnot, since he has skill in that. Or just
Alright.
getting into. If anyone wants to roll with that as like a character back, I don't know. Like Brianna, you already said you had some broad strokes of how you wanted to, like events that you wanted in your character's background.
Yeah. Ignoring like background stuff when she was a young girl, I also didn't say that I was planning to do a tiefling druid.
Hmm.
So my main thought was she is maybe working for some kind of guild or museum or something to like go collect specimens of plants. But as a side job to kind of make money in the meantime, she does potion work.
Hmm.
So, I mean, any number of the adventurers could have been like, oh, I bought this potion from this lady. I think she could help or something.
Yeah, I could say something like that. Or maybe, yeah, while you're doing post work and you got caught up on something and we're like, oh, I'll give you like, what's it called? Since, like, for example, Oliver's, native to the region, he, what's it called, is from Fransport. You can be like, oh, yeah, I'll give you a discount if you get me so and so plants out from the woods or whatever.
Right.
The
Yeah.
museum wants these.
Yeah.
Just have a little, like, working relationship and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm open to that.
Hold on, I gotta look up the name. You guys must have met at.
I was thinking my character would probably work more in a larger town than a small one, depending on the reception of tieflings in this world.
So straight up, tieflings in the setting, like, it's a very like homogenous, like racial wise, but there is kind of a thing with tieflings specifically because they're more of like a newer race. Like an event that happened when you guys did the one shot with Dylan, who was the bad guy.
Oh, that's in the same world as this?
That was an event that happened in this.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, back in like thousands of years ago, during like the period of awakening, which was like when like magic was really saturated, and like a lot of things came to be, and a lot of things happened. Like there are certain events that happened that shaped the world, and one of which was I can't remember. I think it's called the Severance. I got to look at my notes, but essentially when that happened, when you guys essentially stopped Asmodeus from coming to Zefterra. So anyway, the consequence of that was tieflings appearing in the world. Long story short.
You say consequence.
But
I say demon booty.
yeah, well, I mean, there's good consequences and bad consequences. I didn't say what it was.
Yeah, so I imagine she's probably been to some smaller towns and maybe had like good or bad instances in either of them. But when she does her like potion selling shit, she usually stays mostly in larger towns. One, because there's a bigger market for it, and two, because she can kind of blend in more. It's more of a homogenous state, as you would say.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's not even like all the time. It's just like sometimes, like there is that stigma against the tieflings, but a lot of it has subsided. It's not like back in the olden days when like shit went down and like not good things happened to them.
Wait a minute. Homogeneous is the exact opposite of what we're talking. Isn't heterogeneous? Would be
Homogeneous meaning the races all
Of
blend
this-
together.
I guess, yeah. You could say that. I don't know. Maybe cosmopolitan, I think. Maybe that's a better.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, man. Melting pot, homogeneous,
Yeah.
cosmopolitan.
Because generally, when I
else?
hear what's it called, homogeneous in like a what's it called, like racial mixing standpoint, that's more like a racial purity
A
type. word.
purebred kind of a thing.
Yeah, like of the same, like the definition of homogeneous I just looked up. It's like of the same kind or alike. So
I meant it as them all coming together
Yeah.
to become homogeneous as a society.
yeah, okay, yeah, I get you.
So there's not like nowadays, like back
Mhm.
thousands of years ago or whatever in the history, like the races were separated. But like
Mhm.
nowadays, there might be like dwarven ruins. There's not necessarily like a dwarven city. Like there could be cities, obviously, like Hermont has like a very heavy dwarf population, but it's not necessarily a dwarven city. It's just Kermont. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like there's different races. It doesn't really matter.
That's cool. But yeah, no, like that kind of backstory. Yeah, I'm fine with saying that's pretty much what Oliver. It's like a little thing that Oliver's been doing here and there. Like whenever, what's it called? Say, I don't know. Like the biggest city in the region is, or in this part, anyways, is assuming we're sticking on this like peninsula here, and we're not say changing it up to the desert area or that like southern empire that we never really went into.
Yeah, so Baleen is pretty much like the capital city that has the influence in the area, and then Fransport is really influential.
Mhm.
Fransport's more like just like a trading port.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a giant fort city
Mm-hmm.
almost.
Okay. What's it called? You know, I was actually never like super clear on that. Are these like two different countries? The like peninsula here and this like southern empire, or is that the same country?
It's kind of like city states.
Okay.
But essentially, Baleen is like the dominant force in this region.
I see. Okay.
So like it pretty much has its sphere of influence technically over like this whole map.
Okay.
And like even beyond this map. But again, it's city states or
Got it. Okay.
like the Dragonborn clans. They're kind of
Mhm.
like they take a knee, but they're kind of like Wild West, for
They're
instance.
like kind of like a loose coalition up there.
Yeah, even though like they still take the knee and they accept
Mhm.
like Baleen's power, but they're more of like
Okay.
a feudal society where they kind of strive for power, like rival clans.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Sorry, yeah, someone just sent something to me, and I opened it, and then immediately it was screaming noise at me.
Right.
I think I'm gonna stick with what Kaladin had, where he was part of the Arcanum, and I think that fits my character really well since I am half domain, half like arcane magic. So I kind of encompass a lot of what they're trying to do. Also, it's the same cleric from when we were in that one shot with your stepdad and Kai.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's his whole thing, is to like find magic and find what happened to his god and like make sense of this. Is it cool if I keep that giant book I found?
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't
actually,
a- I
what
don't
was
think there
going
was
to say is that
Go ahead.
New Hala is a place in this world too. So all the
Oh,
stuff
dope.
that I've done has plugged into different places in the world.
Cool.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
So you were what, like, I can't remember what level. I think it was 5 or something.
I think we just got to 5, yeah.
So, I mean, again, doing a time lapse, we could just say that you Like you did your part, you got the book, maybe you explored a little bit more, and then you're like, no, I'm going back to the mainland, and then maybe you traveled the world and whatever it was. We can say
Yeah.
that you came back, maybe to Franceport and then travel from there, or it really depends on where you start on the map, because you could start in Baleen or off the coast, or
I remember somebody saying that there are people, or there's Arcanum in Fransport, so I feel like that's where I would end up, and then like make my way towards wherever, just traveling, like trying to find out, like figure out and follow rumors, and more metagame wise, I really hope we get to come across that goddess statue again, because I think that would be really cool for him to find.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff like that. So
Yeah.
without spoiling stuff, that's you guys were just getting into like the main kind of plot. So I was connecting, like, here's your first like almost coming of age as like heroes and like being powerful, and then plugging into the main plot. So that's why I think, unfortunately, it's not like I like to lose everybody, but it wasn't a bad spot to leave off, because it left a lot of room for, like, it was ambiguous, so it's easy for us to just jump ahead and say, okay, now you're in the now, and you're plugging directly into that plot.
Right.
So, yeah. So blah blah blah. Are you as a DM? Or are you as a player right now?
I am as a DM. Do you want me to switch?
Oh.
Okay. It just makes working with character sheets easier.
Are you already making one for your guy?
Yep.
Alright, I'll delete this one. Just make sure you don't write over my template.
Did you move the character sheets that I had in there?
Yeah, I moved them to group 1.
Okay. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, so I think Oliver's all set. I mean,
yeah, but I just like, what's it called? Shuffled a little bit of things. I just like reset like hit dice and stuff. I just gave myself a few more bolts and just took away a little bit of money.
it's fine. You can keep everything that you have right now.
Yeah, and I was just like, let's go. I was too lazy to look up really how much crossbow bolts cost, so I just gave myself like a good chunk of crossbow bolts and just took off a couple. Like, I think I took off like 10 silver or whatever. I was like, that's fine. I have plenty of money. I can take. How much do crossbow bolts cost? I actually have no idea.
Something like a silver a piece or something, and you recover. I think technically speaking, it's supposed to be like half.
Yeah, I
expended.
think. Let's see. Let me find out.
I usually just base it off, like, for instance, if you get like a nat 1, that
Mhm.
arrow's gone. It's either like you never find it again, or you hit like a stone wall and it snapped, or
Mhm.
whatever. But I usually do it by circumstance. Like, if it hits a fleshy body and stops, you're probably okay. Like, you can get it out of there. But if you miss, most of the time it's gonna go into something you don't want it to go into.
Holy shit! I rolled 4 6s and a 7 for health.
It's amazing, dude.
That is fucking great.
Fucking Malark fuck. So you're just keeping
I'm
the
gonna
same
get
character,
1 point forever.
right? So you're just keeping the same malarkey, and are you doing the point buy like everybody else? Just to make sure the stats are all in line?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm doing the. Yeah, I'm gonna do the cleric, and then I took the standard array because it's the same as the point buy, just more spread out, right?
Yeah, it's mechanically speaking, it's exactly the same. It's just if
Yeah,
you
I ended up
wanted to
taking-
like have like 2 bad stats and like 2 good. You know what I mean? Like it gives you a little more freedom, but it's mechanically speaking like the same as the standard array.
Yeah, clerics are one of those classes that kind of have a couple of, especially the way I'm trying to do it. I have a couple of like stats I need to have at a decent pace, so I just spread it out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
guys.
think
I'm back.
that's all
I
right, buddy.
apologize. Sorry, I'm back.
So I was thinking about I have to remember exactly what I put, but I gave everybody minor magical items when we did the one shots for the new Hala stuff. I can't remember what yours was, but I was thinking about doing that for this, where there's been a time lapse.
Oh, I have no fucking idea. I don't remember what you gave me. Let me see if I can find that
It's on the
sheet.
sheet, yeah. It was like a 5% chance when you heal to heal for like the max. In other words, so you would roll a d20, and if it was a 20, you would just roll whatever the max healing is. I believe that's what it was. But I had that like it was your holy symbol. That's the way I envisioned it, I believe. All right, so Walter, you're on your phone, so you probably can't get on Roll20 right now, right?
I can attempt to, but I make no promises. But I'm more than willing to try it, just in case, so if it does work.
It would be cool if we could, just so we could get the characters made, because the whole game plan is like next week we'll play, right? And we're just ironing everything out, so there's no BS. We'll just like jump right into it next week, hopefully. And if there's any tweaks, we'll do it through the week. You know, if you guys have questions, or hey, can I do this, or can I swap that? It's like, it gives ample time to have everything all good.
I found the sheet, but I don't have the item written on there.
God damn it, Bobby.
I might have written it on note paper, and I have too many notebooks to try to figure out where it is.
I think I might have taken my notebook back. It might be in my stuff still.
Worst comes to worst, if you make something up, I'll add it in, or you can add it in, or whatever.
Yeah. So, Walter, I sent you the link to Roll20 if you want to try it again. If not, it's not the end of the world. Did you hear what I was saying about minor magic items?
I heard about you gave out minor magic items to everyone in a one shot, but that was about it.
Yeah, so Anthony is using a character that he had in the one shot, which is I'm totally fine with anyway because it was already a part of the world, of this world. So, like a lower level than this, so he's, yeah, blah blah blah. So what I was gonna do on this one is just give everybody like a minor thing. So if anybody
Okay.
has a request of like this would make sense for my character, but I might tweak it, not like, oh, I want like a +1 sword or a +5 sword or whatever. But if you're like vague, like I do healing, it would be cool if I had something that like empowered my healing, or I do like this thing, and it'd be cool to have something that, you know, like fits your niche, you know.
What's
Yeah.
it called? What's it called? I picked the trinket during character creation. I just said, what's it called? Got a little necklace, like spoked wheel, like like a Dharma wheel type necklace. That's supposed to be like connection to family. If you want to say that, like, I don't know, it like became magically active for whatever reason. I'm fine with like any effect you want to like throw onto that, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that'd be an easy one. I like the when you do X, you roll a die, and on a 20 it does the effect. I like that mechanic because, you know, people like rolling dice and seeing like, oh, did I get it? And it's not really that overpowered, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll come up with exactly what I want to do. If you have a certain thing, your family, I can't remember, like if they have like a certain shtick, like they are the most powerful warriors, or they are the sneakiest of sneaks, or they
Yeah.
whatever it is that they do, or maybe like your family's just like, we're just lucky, like that was their thing, or
Yeah.
whatever it ends up being. If you have an idea, let me know, and then I'll give you like a boom, this is what it is.
Yeah, no, what's it called? The backstory wise, he was he was an orphan, like Felix Krumer. We were gonna do the the street rat adventures in Fransport. But yeah, no, he was supposed to be an orphan. So really, like, it can be anything. I'm fine with you like going wild with it. Just anything that you think would be a neat effect to throw onto it, I'm fine with it.
That's cool. That's good though.
Yeah,
Leaves
it's
it
supposed to be
open-ended
like,
because you don't know your family.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, yeah, like here you go, kid. Apparently, this has something to do with your family. I don't know. This is what they gave us when this is what we found with you when you were found on the street or whatever.
Dude, we should get Felix
Hmm.
on one of the games. We should do a one shot where it's all street rats, like like not even level 1. Like this is what you have, and you're trying to do whatever it is, but just like be super sneaky, like
Oh yeah, just like
Like-
heavy RP session.
yeah, like
with this.
10, 11-year-old kid street rats doing whatever. But to me, that sounds like fun.
That would be a fun. That would be a fun little one shot to do like some weekend or someday when we got some people free.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna steal all of the cakes in the shop.
Right. And you guys just like want to steal a bunch of boots, or like whatever it ends up being, you know, like maybe it's something insignificant.
It's like if we can get 2 full barrels of alcohol and sell them off to another tavern, that'll be enough money to feed us for weeks or something like that. It's like I'm imagining some like grand 11-year-old heist, pretty much.
Yeah, and you could play as Oliver, just 11-year-old Oliver. It could be like a flashback.
Oh,
Maybe it's like the Goonies. Go after
Pretty
Gary
much,
Trent.
yeah, like a coming of age kind of like, yeah. That'd be really pretty.
So-
That'd be awesome.
Whenever I try to make a Roll20 account, because I've never used the site, I just I click create account after I've entered all my information, and it sends me right back to the blank page. And I've checked my email.
I wonder. Sometimes Roll20 has some issues with making new accounts.
I didn't
Yeah,
have
I've
that issue,
seen-
so I can't speak.
No,
from
yeah,
experience.
not like it's not like a common thing, but every now and then I've seen like notifications from Roll20 being like, "Hey, we're having problems with creating accounts right now," or "Hey, we're having problems with creating new games right now." For some reason, I don't know what it is that it happens, like not regularly, but multiple times. That there have been like just like a day or two where people have had issues, but I've seen like emails from them or whatever every now and then.
Are you stacking cups in the background? It sounds like you're doing like. cup
Oh
stacking.
no, what's it called? I actually have one of those containers of Clorox wipes, and I was like popping the lid open and popping it back closed again. I didn't realize you could hear that.
I'm not gonna lie, it totally sounded like for a second like you were stacking cups.
Yeah, I get how it could sound like that.
All right, man. So
I'm trying one more thing. Let me switch browsers real quick.
I
Let me
was
see
just
what
gonna
this
say, yeah, try Firefox. If not, I normally use Chrome, which works
Oh.
well.
I got it. I got it.
Okay,
Awesome.
perfect.
Nice.
Sweet. So do I click like launch game? I've never used this before.
Yep. So, yeah, that's cool. We'll show you how to use it. Go ahead, launch game. Yep. It's gonna load up. Depending on your internet, it might be a little slow. I have a big map right now, and all of the tiles are custom things that I put in as like character sheets, technically with tokens, and then these are all single images. 60 by 60. So what is that? 3600.
Yeah.
Images. They're all single images, so it really bogs down the game. I didn't realize how much it would. So right now I'm in the process of using another program to essentially recreate this map, but I want to make it like tile by tile, like exactly the same.
Just like a large single image.
Yeah, just as one image. I'm kind of sad because a lot of people have put in the Roll20 forums like, we need a way to do this, because
Like, yeah, just like a map builder. Like, let us import hexes or squares or whatever,
right,
and then
no,
just
no,
give
of
us a
people
grid
saying,
to pop it onto.
of people saying, can we have a way to flatten this to a single image? Like all things,
Even yeah, just that. That would be
most
good.
things can let you flatten different layers to a single image because,
Mhm.
you know, whatever, blah blah blah. But there's layers in here. So there's like a
Mhm.
map layer. There's a token layer, which is an object layer. There's like a GM layer, and then if you have the dynamic lighting, there's a dynamic lighting layer. Um, so I don't know. I just think it'd be really sweet if they could have a way to flatten
Mhm.
that to a single image. Hey, Walter's here.
Hey, there we go.
Welcome, Walter.
So I'm looking at like a text enter box, and it appears to be like a chat. It, like scrolls up.
Yep. So
That should
you're
be-
gonna see like all the roles go there. If you want to type in like "Hi Walter," boom, like that's how you talk on the side. Um, the data dump, if you will, for all the roles. At the top there, there's going to be a bunch of buttons. There's like a picture button. You probably won't have to worry about that too much, but if you have assets like I do, so all the tokens, maps, blah, 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 that's how you get there. The second one in, or technically the third one in, I suppose, is the journal tab. That's where you're going to spend like at least half your time. I would, or at least I do. Maybe you'll only spend a quarter of your time there, but that's like the meat and potatoes. Where like your character sheet's gonna be there, handouts is gonna be there. I have like a hierarchy of the folders all laid out. So, oh,
What's up?
did it crap out on you? I don't see you in Roll20.
I had to reload it because apparently the connection to the server was lost, and it said when you come back online, you'll see stuff. So what I'm seeing is that my whole screen is dominated by that one tab that shows like chat, journal, stuff like that, and then I can see the map behind it. I can see the hexagons, but it's all blocked by the chat. Like that's all my screen is. So I can't. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to see the map.
Fine, we don't have to see the map right now. I actually transferred everybody to a different map, hoping that if it was smaller, it would help you load it properly. What you can try to do is if you're zoomed in right now, because this is all based off percentage, the HTML, it scales by percentage, whatever. So you can try holding control and zooming out and see if that helps.
But remember, I'm on a phone. That's
oh,
the issue.
balls, that's why. Oh, yeah. That's why. I've used it on my phone before and it's terrible. Yeah, some people do it like exclusively and I'm like, how? This is terrible. That's why. Okay. But you know what? That's fine though. For what we need again tonight, that's fine. Still see where the journal tab is though, right? Where there's like the text bubble and then there's like the two pictures and then next to that is the journal, looks like a newspaper.
Yeah, I have it right here.
That's what we want to get to. That's so in there you're gonna see under player characters PC and then under group 1 I made a character sheet and I just called it Walter. Everybody access to it, and essentially you can make it so only certain people can see it, only certain people can edit, stuff like that. But for now, we're just gonna make our stuff, and then I'll set all the things properly when the time comes. But when you go in there, so you click that, it'll probably take a little while to load on your phone. There's the bio and info, which you can change that if you hit edit. You can change the name and upload a picture or whatever. And then the second tab in is the character sheet, and that's it's a 5th edition character sheet, and you can type in all these boxes. It's form fillable. You can hit plus and minus and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, so
But I can assist you since you're on your phone. We're all working together here, so I can help plop stuff in for you.
Okay, I might need to do that because yeah, no, it's I don't know if like my phone is running out of RAM or memory, but I'm attempting to do or like. Yeah, I don't know if this is.
Yeah,
This is pitiful. Oh Lord,
use it on
this
my
is
phone,
rough.
and it is crappy to say the least.
Oh, what is this?
Roll20 on the phone sucks. At least my phone. Maybe if you have like a souped up whatever the newest model is phone, but my phone.
I have an S8 Plus, and it's having a bad time.
There
Yeah,
you go.
whenever I click edit or any of the buttons on top of set when I click my name for the like the character creation, it says unable to find character to edit. And it keeps throwing that up at me.
They'll make space for them for the
And it keeps throwing that up at me.
they'll make space for them for the
And it keeps throwing that up at me.
they'll make space for them for the
Edit. No. And it keeps throwing that up at me. Connection to the server has been interrupted again. Okay, well, edit. No. Yay.
Yeah, what's it called? Ours is actually like pretty like. I feel like our what's it called map here in Roll20 just game is like pretty heavy on stuff that has to get loaded. Like as Dylan was saying, like the map alone, but then all the what's it called? Little I don't know how
Handouts
to
and
call them.
whatnot.
Yeah, the handouts and what's it called? It's like the like macros and all that stuff. I don't know. It might just be a bit
Yeah.
heavy for the phone.
Even that though, there's not really a whole lot. Like, I mean, yes, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
tables and stuff, but
Yeah.
and I have a lot of macros, but I think that's mostly me because I there's many that I don't share with you guys.
Yeah.
I have like,
Oh.
gosh, at least maybe 30.
Oh. Well. Oh.
Only like the tip of the iceberg because I haven't had the time to go back.
Hey.
One thing I'm doing right now is all the music I have on here.
Hmm.
In Roll20, I could just grab it.
Yeah.
Why load it all? So anyway,
You know, this-
so what was your plan, Walter? What did you want to play?
I was probably going to play a bard. I think a bard would work well here. I'm just deciding between either, like I talked about, my Dragonborn Warbard that I'm thinking about, or more of a whimsical Dwarven Bard. Trying to think of I don't know what a good word would be. Like your typical happy-go-lucky. And this is just purely for like just it's really skeletonized right now, but yeah, no, basically a bard. And long and the short of it. For as far as stats go,
Yep, I will. Yeah, hold on here, because I can send you a lot of this stuff in Discord, and it's gonna be a lot easier on you. So hold on. First thing I'm gonna do, I'll take a snip of the map. You can see where we're at. You have no obligation to be on this map because there's some big port cities here. You can come wherever. You can make up your own area, and that is now a part of the world, if you wish. Or I could give you areas also if you wish, but it is up to you. If you want to create your own little piece.
yeah, I'm also torn because I'm thinking about like I was thinking about a bard, but for the longest time, I've been considering like a sorcerer with a draconic background. What do you call it? You know how some sorcerers that you can choose between either the wild magic background or like a draconic ancestry background. Like hypothetically, during like a dragon attack in like the desert, my character was caught in a lightning storm that the blue dragon had summoned or hit him with lightning, but instead of dying, it infused him with draconic ancestry, that lightning. So he's now like a sorcerer, I guess. Like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll just go with the bard, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever you want to do, dude. I just sent a snip in the Discord.
Awesome. Let me take a look at it.
That's the map. So on this map, there is the Scar, which is the big uninhabitable area, which was like, it goes on for miles and miles, and kind of at that like volcanic spot where it's really bad and shitty, borders where all those clans are, and all those clans are like the warring feudal dragonborn clans.
Okay.
So if you wanted to be from here and a dragonborn, again, the culture here is you can come from anywhere. I really don't care. But if you wanted to really play like I am dragonborn, like you could come from there, or you could just be like, yeah, I'm doesn't matter that I'm dragonborn. I'm from Baleen, or I'm from this place, or I'm from that place, or whatever. The only place that's off limits is technically you could still say that you're from Shen, but just so you know the current events, Shen got destroyed.
Okay.
So I was thinking about, I got to get a token that shows like the village but broken. Actually, it's rebuilding right now, so I would say in the time lapse, it's probably rebuilt at this point. And yeah, like I've stated, you can come from anywhere. You can make your own piece and be like, yeah, I come from a land far, far away, and it's called Far, Far Away Land. So let me get you a link for the stats.
Okay. Stats for character? Is it a playable character? Okay.
So what I do is just to make it no salty players, like everybody's good, I do point buy. Or you could take standard or right. It's mechanically the same thing. It's just you get more flexibility with the point buy.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fine.
You know, it just happens. Like most people just want to play, and that's fine, and they don't care. But sometimes you get that one person that's like, why did he roll all 16s and 18s and I rolled all 10s and 12s?
Yeah, no, it's like,
So that just kind of nips that right in the bud.
no, that's perfect. That's perfectly fair. Yeah, sure. Point buy sounds good.
There's a calculator right there. You should be good, and it is correct. You should only be able to buy your way up to 15 before racials and everything. So technically, if you took a race that has a +2 in a stat, the most you could get is 17 at level 1. Obviously,
Okay.
you could get more because you're starting at level 6. So you'd have a feat in there that you could take, get extra stuff, blah blah blah.
I'll be back in a minute. In a minute, I gotta take the dog out.
That's what they call it these days. Alright, and then the game plan is to make sure everybody has like a token afterwards. So what you can do, Walter, because you're on your phone, is there's an online tool. It's like a Token Maker Tool 2 or something. It's like an online whatever. But you can, if you send a picture in the Discord, I can make it a circular portrait. That's what we've done. It's quick and easy.
No, that works. That works great.
I kind of wanted to do the isometric tokens, but then like it's just kind of tedious. Like if you have somebody that can spend hours making a super awesome map every time, and then you plop those down and they're all like custom, and then like you could set like cones to see like exactly how much does my character see, like that's great. But right now I don't really have the time to do that. So, Anthony, so I assume you're all set making your guy. As he runs.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go for a sorcerer. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. 10-4.
Okay.
So there is this. If you said you're gonna do what you were doing, where you're in this desert area, you could either be like in a desert far, far away, and it happened wherever, or you could do it in this desert. If you did it in this desert, there's the Spire of Resolve, which is essentially like a big pillar of like studious monks, essentially. And then there's Srinagar, sorry, which is like this little oasis kind of like port city in the desert. But besides that, it's fairly empty. So if you come from like a small town there, you could plop in a small town, or this whole area of Badlands is pretty much uninhabitable.
Okay.
So like maybe you could border, like if you wanted to be on like a Badlands hex or something, but just realistically speaking, like I don't think life would really be sustainable any distance really into that Badlands. Like there's
No, that's
yeah, it's like bad
Yeah.
juju in there. Like you don't want to go in there.
bad juju, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. First charisma, second automaton.
So you're going sorcerer. Final choice?
Yes.
So we have a
Yeah.
sorcerer, a cleric, knowledge domain cleric, a druid, which I don't know what her thing is, and then there's a rogue and a warlock. The warlock is the other person that's not here because of his son.
Nice.
I know how that goes. 3 kids scream.
Ooh, that's rough. They all
You're
like
telling
right
me.
about the same age.
Yeah, 18 months, 3 years, and 4 years.
Ooh. There.
Dungeons and pimp daddies. Has anyone here played oh fuck, I just closed out of it. What is the name? Hold on here. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but a good bit of gameplay. But no, I haven't played it myself.
Oh, it looks so good. good. I want to play it.
It looks good. I don't know. I'm unsure
Glory.
about it.
Even though it's like older.
What's it called? I know what's it called. They really want to go with like the whole like having a storyline and stuff, but I don't know. I would have been more interested in it if it was more like, say, Mountain Blade.
I've never played it. I've heard really good things though.
Fucking love Mountain Blade. How many hours do I have on Mountain Blade? I need to find out.
Death by Daylight. That's on sale.
Mountain Blade Warband. 200. It's not that much, but 268 hours. Not as much as I thought it was, but that's solid. What?
Hmm.
It's a solid 11 days of my life have been spent playing that game.
Walter.
Yes.
Do you have all the source books and everything for 5th edition? Like all the extra stuff?
I have my PHB, and on my computer I have every PDF known to man. I have Xanathar's, Volos, all of the expansions, DMG.
No, that's cool.
A couple
We-
others.
We get it all too, so I just want to make sure if you didn't have it, that we would give it to you. So, all right, you're good,
Yeah,
and you're probably familiar. So, I'm okay with anything official from Wizards of the Coast.
Awesome. Okay.
So there's no hard feelings. You do whatever you want. I've even allowed some stuff from like Matt Mercer's Tal'Dorei setting
Oh,
for
nice.
one of the classes. So yeah,
I'm thinking about just standard human because I like human characters.
human variant with a feat or just regular?
I haven't actually decided. I went with base human, but human variant doesn't sound bad either.
So let's see. I'll try and do like frequently asked questions kind of stuff just to give you a rundown, Walter, because you're the only one here that hasn't
Yeah.
played with me before. So, man, I don't even look at. I don't care about it. I don't really think besides maybe like an NPC or like a monster, it doesn't really give you anything.
Okay.
Like I view it more as maybe a guideline. Like if you have like a super lawful good paladin, like maybe it's a guideline, but I just don't really look at it, to be honest, for whatever reason. Like some people are like, "Oh, how dare you?" And I'm like, you play how you play. Like nobody has necessarily like a strict alignment. Like yeah, some of the like one-dimensional characters every so often, or like even in real life, occasionally there's somebody that's fits an alignment, but usually it's like in this moment this person is evil, in this moment this person is good. Generally speaking, I think like most people are like some form of lawful neutral or something. Like they might not harm themselves, go out of their way to do something, but they like obey the law. Yep. So there's that homebrew stuff. I have a couple of things that I can probably think of off the top of my head. But a lot of times I may have a ruling where it's like I'll make a ruling and then we'll talk about it later. You know, it might not be the right one, or I might remember it from a different edition or something, or whatever it is, but you know, it's not the end of the world usually. Like if it's a big deal, if it's like a moment changing, like this is a big deal, then okay, we might stop and talk about it, but
Okay.
I try not to bog down with like a lot of rules lawyering if I can help it. And there's also some rules that I either just throw out the window or I tweak slightly because either it doesn't fit the setting or I don't agree. I don't think it's valid. So like when those examples come up, like you'll know them and you're free to say like, I don't think that's how it is. And I might say, all right, we'll talk about it later. Or, I mean, I'm very big on open communication. So if you have any issues or just want to say hi, whatever, like you can always message me and be like, yeah, you know, I didn't really agree because of XYZ, and maybe you might change my mind. Maybe I'd be like, okay, no, that makes sense. Or I'll say, here's my rebuttal. This is why my XYZ of why I ruled that. But I had a paladin lay on hands to bring somebody up. I make them use at least 5. They still get 5 hit points, but it just keeps it from being that OP. Like, you know, at level 1 you can pick somebody up 5 times because there's no real negative health in 5th edition. So there's a couple things like that to balance the resources between certain people at certain levels. Just because I think it's unfair, or it undermines the rest of the party, right?
Yeah, of course.
Another one is good berries. I do the same thing. Like, if you have good berries, I would make them eat all of the good berries. You have to spend 1 spell, 1 resource to pick somebody up. I think that's fair.
Yeah, no, I would say that, because, you know, 1 berry isn't gonna, like, bring someone back, you know? Like,
Yeah, like, even if it's magical, it's more of a resource thing, because again, it's
yeah.
like there are just certain things that the way that they're laid out, they're cool, but it's very unbalancing. Or it's like, for instance, if you play a bard low level, they suck compared to other people, but yet you're trying to do your job, and you're really the only kind of support / healer besides this paladin, and this paladin can be like, oh yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna pick our dead teammate up 10 times at level 2, and you're like, but I have like 2 spell slots, you know. And they're doing way more damage than you on every hit, and they have more AC, and so there's a couple things like that where just really to balance out the party and make it so like one person's not like, well, I suck. I do a couple things like that. I'm trying to see. I actually made a handout. Let me see. I'll just go to that. Reference that. Board in the journal under player tools and references. Under handouts, there's like a general information and frequently asked questions. You can go there. So like I said, there's open communication. I actually got this from like a DM tip with Satine Phoenix. There's one of the guest stars on there. Anyway, long story short, where she does like a green, yellow, red kind of a thing. So if for whatever reason, like, we're getting into something super dark and you're just like, no, like, I don't like this, you can just like literally just send me the word red. You don't even have to send me a description, and I'll know, like, okay, I'm gonna tone it down. Like,
Okay.
yellow would be like, I'm getting a little uncomfortable, like, you can proceed but just don't push it. Red would be like, no, stop, like, I'm uncomfortable with this, don't talk about this, it, you know, whatever. If maybe it hits home for you for whatever reason. So just stuff
I
like
like
that.
I like it mean and gritty.
Well, you came to the right place then.
I like the thick story. Okay, so if it's cool with you, I did the point buy, and I wrote down all my stuff on a paper copy. Do you want me to give you? I'm assuming you want me to give you what I have for my point buy.
Yeah, let's do it. Just go down, and I'll like I said, I'll edit stuff for you.
Okay, so, and this is with I took a normal human, so I get the +1 for each, for each stat.
Yep.
So I didn't choose defeat human. So I got a 10 in strength, 16 dexterity, 15 constitution, 9 intelligence, 10 in wisdom, and a 16 in charisma.
Nice. Okay. Is that before spending your level 4, or not?
I believe that's before. That's before.
Yeah, I was gonna
What
say,
level are we starting at? 1 or
we're gonna start. Oh, I think you missed out. So what everybody else wanted to do, what they decided was, like, they want to do a little time lapse of, like, here's what happened, and then we're gonna start at level 6 for this one.
Okay.
Start a little bit ahead of the curve. It's been a time lapse, so we'll say how do most of these people connect, so we can kind of jump right into the story. The last group was just like dusting off the beginnings of it.
Yep.
So, so we're starting at level 6, and that means you get 2 more. So, or you can choose a feat. So it's totally up to you. Tell me what it is you want, and I'll grab it.
Okay. Let me. Probably gonna take a feat. So let me go to my book here.
Problemo. And for Anthony and Brianna, are you all set? Or do you need any help entering stuff or whatever?
I'm good. I'm working with Brianna back and forth too, so she's good. I know she wants to talk a little bit more about about the world, like where she can fit in, because I know she wants some more information on that. Just because I think she has the mechanic, like the actual sheet down. Because I mean, I've told her what's okay, what's not okay, and like where like I understand like what you're doing, obviously, having played in a previous game. So I think she really just wants to flesh out more of where in the world is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, that's cool. So, like I said before, I'm totally game if she wants to come from off map. She doesn't have to come from right here. It is okay to come from a brand new place if she wants to make it. And she could say, like, yeah, I come from.
She actually
100
she
miles
just
south,
came back inside
or-
with the dog, so she might have some more like actual questions. Like I'm not sure what she's trying, like what she's going to be asking. I think she has more specific than what I was saying.
Okay, 10-4.
She looks like she's grabbing a drink, and then she should be in.
All right, sounds good, man. I'm gonna see if I can find. I think I have it in my. What do you call it there? Why can't I think? Accordion binder. For some reason, I couldn't think of accordion.
Hmm.
But I think I have all our New Hala stuff. So, give me 1 second.
Weird. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a drink as well.
Never mind, I forgot. Actually, the accordion binder is at your house, Anthony. In that box of stuff that I sent over. Maybe it's in my stuff that I gave to my mom. Anyway, I still have it, but I started packing up stuff because I'm eventually moving here, so.
I think he had to go get a drink or something.
No problem.
Anyways, what's it called?
Anderton's Antidotes.
What's it called?
I'm back.
I'm just trying to think what else we should be going over. Since my character's already like all set up, I'm just trying to think.
First last name.
Hall. Just Hall, Hall.
Can you just describe to me a little bit more about your necklace?
But it's what's it called? It's like those Buddhist necklaces, this 8-spoked wheel. Like what's it called? If you want to get if you look up Dharma chakra,
Okay.
Like I'll just I'll just drag an example into the what's it called? Probably like a little this is in gold, I'm pretty sure, but just imagine this except as shit.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I just
Yeah, it's a necklace which is a circle with 8 spokes to a bit in the center.
sweet.
And it's like finely carved, but it's a finely carved like hard wood. It like looks nice, maybe like a little bit of like metal laid into it, but nothing like super fancy or anything. Just like finely crafted, but simple materials. And it would be on a leather strap. That's a plain leather strap that gets replaced every now and then.
Did you have it from birth or did you find it? You said it's from your family?
Yeah, pretty much. What's it called? I don't think I wrote into the bio really his backstory, but pretty much is what's it called? He's just like, one of many children dropped off at orphanages around transport. I was thinking actually that he was found by just like a random guardsman, pretty much. Who was like, okay, there's this random baby here who's wearing this necklace. I guess I'll go drop it off at the orphanage. Since, what's it called? That's very much my idea. Like what's it called? Kind of vague on why is he just left as a baby? Like, is his family dead? I don't know.
No, that's cool.
But
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I like that.
Hmm.
So I think what I'm gonna do for yours, if you want to write it in, is
Okay.
it's kind of activated because of even though you've had a shady background, like the things that you've done in Shen and actually helping people, and kind of even though you don't show it on the outside, maybe the feeling of like satisfaction and fulfillment from that has kind of given this some sort of power. So I don't know if I want to do it on an attack or saving throw because I don't want to make this too strong.
Right.
Just so everybody's kind of balanced. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'll do is, so anytime you make a saving throw or, because a lot of people are attacked, a saving throw or an ability check, roll a d20, and on a 20, you can re-roll that roll. Essentially like good karma.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that works. That's fine with me. Ooh, I just noticed that I forgot about this. That included in that loot from a while back was a pocket watch. I'm not gonna sell that. I'm gonna keep that.
All right. So, Brianna, do you have any other questions?
So the whole world is Zepterra, right?
Correct. That's like the planet.
What is this continent we're on?
This continent is called Expanse.
I think most of my were related to like my background in particular, just so I fit into this world better and like fit into the story of what you wanted to do.
Yep.
So, basically, for her like really far background stuff. You know, she was basically born a tiefling to a family that, you know, was like normal. They were like humans or dwarves or whatever. Like there was no sign of tieflingism. Hold on, I gotta change my button. It's fucking up my computer, my speaking button.
My butt.
Okay, so basically she was born into a really small town, and you know, being a tiefling and it was such a small town, they all basically thought she was like a demon or whatever, you know, as people do with tieflings. And I don't know specifically what would work best for you, if maybe it was like nature as an entity kind of took her in, or maybe like some druid or something. I didn't have like a druid mentor planned, but they basically saw her, you know, if someone didn't take care of her, she was gonna die.
Right. So if she became like ostracized from her village and like kind of disowned, whatever, then it depends. Like, did she live there as a child and then like at a small, like a young age as a child she had to leave, or was it like as a baby they like left her in the forest or something?
I was thinking as a baby, yeah, they could have left her in a forest. I didn't even think of that. You know, if you want to give me a hometown, I will keep track of that. But as far as I'm concerned, she has no memories of where she came from. She has no clue who her parents are because, like, no one gave a shit.
Okay, that's cool. So, I mean, there are plenty of places you could plug in. Really anywhere. I mean, you could say like I know that druids, for instance, are usually associated with like the forest, like fey kind of nature. But you could really come from anywhere. You could come from like a coast area. You could be a waterbender. You could be a badlands bender. You could be a whatever the fuck bender, gender bender, whatever. But yeah, it really depends on what kind of aesthetic you wanted to go with. Like, if you wanted to do like the standard, like you come from the forest, there's like a big huge forest to the south here, that's in the same area. But again, like, you have where you've been, and then you have where you are now. And the beauty of kind of where this area is that you could come from anywhere. You know, you can say that I was born and I had a mentor, or I had this and that in this place far, far away, and just give it a name, and that's that. You know, that's where I came from, and now today, this is where I am. Or, again, you could be local to the area. It's really, it really is up to you. If you want me to just like, yes, this is where you came from, if you don't want to think about it, I can do that. But if you want to have like a say, I'm good with that too.
I don't particularly care because I don't know this world really. I was just letting you choose if you wanted to, so you could do story things with it. Like I said, if you give me a town, my character is not going to know. It's just going to be for like my personal information.
Right.
It sounds like the town is almost not important, so maybe you want to focus on like where are you now? Like,
Yeah.
how did you grow up? Did you wander? Did you have a forest that you stuck with, or
Yeah,
something?
exactly. So it's like, here's where you were born, you got kicked out, and where you like, again, like you had a place where you were raised, let's say. Somehow you found your own way, or if it was like as a baby, somebody took you in. So was it like a small cottage like outside of a forest, or was it like on the coastline, or again, is it a place far, far away? And it's really it depends on how much you want it to connect, because in the now doesn't have to be connected to the past like explicitly. You can just say, "Oh, I wandered the world." Cool. Or you could say, "I'm on a quest to fix all that is bad with nature," or whatever. You know, I'm on a pilgrimage, I'm on a whatever it is.
I think I was mostly thinking of a forest-based thing, just because I didn't know like what kind of world environment we would have, so that was mostly where I was thinking of. And I was sorry, what were you gonna say?
Just gonna say, so just to give you a background, this area is kind of more of like a Mediterranean kind of area, just to give you like the climate. So, down to the south, there's kind of like somewhat of a Silk Road-esque like trail that leads down that connects to places to the south, and north here above that uninhabitable area. There's more land. So again, you could come from this map, you could come from off map, you could come from around the world and make your own place. It really doesn't matter. I would say just give your character a purpose. Like if their purpose is to do XYZ, then it's very easy to say, okay, you're doing XYZ in this place because blah.
Right.
You don't, like, if you can't think of stuff, you don't have to have all the answers right now. It's not like you have to, type out 10 pages of backstory or anything. It's the what is my purpose, and then I can take that and I can find a way to plug it in. Or if you're like, oh, I think you said you do like herbalism and alchemy kind of stuff. Well, maybe you had to come here to get a special ingredient to research or to finish, or maybe you know a guy. Maybe like you and Anthony's character are somehow connected, like you're like you knew each other, or you and Walter's character are connected, or whatever. I find it's usually easier to like give your person just a goal. Like this is what my character wants to do, and then I just normally find it's easier to be like find at least one other person and like be like, yeah, we know each other. We don't have to go way back, but yeah, I met this dude and we buds.
So I think her goal would be, so maybe she did come from somewhere farther away, because I think one of my key character traits for her is like this curiosity about other nature. So, other plants and other lives that aren't familiar to her region. So, yeah, maybe she did come here to look for like a specific plant, and that's what gets her adventuring, is like this promise of like new plants or like rare plants or stuff like that.
All right, that's all good stuff.
I could say, especially since I want to tie myself back into the Arcanum, that your just search of adventure, like obviously, like my whole guy's thing is like adventure, to find the new, to search for the forgotten. So just we became good friends. Like maybe you're tied up with the Arcanum as well. Maybe not as intensely as mine would be. As I think I'm going to go probably the student route, or maybe not student route, probably more like an acolyte or something. So you're kind of like, you use them as a resource, not so much as like a job. Like mine is more of like a job, and so that's where we kind of tie in, where I can get you resources and like knowledge, but you use it as a I need to learn more about this one thing once in a while.
What does the Arcanum do? Is it just like a magical school?
So the Arcanum is kind of like if you think of like the kind of like the Roman Church almost, where they're not really like speaking. Yes, they kind of have their own state, but whatever. They're not really a state. They're not like their own kingdom, but they're a very heavy superpower in the world. Kind of along the same lines as the Arcanum, where they have they have a hierarchy. They have influence all over the world. They kind of like monopolize magic to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. So they have their hands in like making sure that any sort of magical goods or like the teachings of magic is like through them. Like obviously, there's always going to be people that slip through the cracks, but like legally speaking, in most parts of the world, you have to like go to the Arcanum to get licensed to practice magic past metagame wise a certain level. So like you'd have to have a license to practice magic that's more than like 3rd level.
Would a druid have to do that too, as their magic comes from nature?
It's not that they don't oversee it, but this is more specifically arcane magic.
No, that's cool. I just wanted to know.
But also kind of like a homebrewy thing is it's definitely not going to be every spell, but I do like the fact of like researching your stuff. So, and that would be like a druid. So if you have, say, a really powerful spell, I might say, okay, you need to like make a some sort of a pilgrimage, or maybe you have like a vision quest, or maybe you like there's a reason you learn that. You didn't just wake up and be like, I know how to cast Firestorm. Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
so you might need to like go to a volcano and do like a quest, or like go to the plane of fire, or like it's totally going to be level appropriate, right? Because it's like a 3rd level. It's not going to go to like the plane of fire, but
Yeah, so maybe she had to like come to one of these bigger towns to have resources to this magic to further her druid work.
right, or exposure, just constant learning, or like you said, like if maybe there's a special ingredient that supposedly has whatever property it is your character would want, or you work with it. And I actually have a bunch of homebrew stuff because one of the other players that like left a while ago, he just like stopped showing up. He wanted to get into herbalism and stuff, so I had like a whole guide and everything, and then he just didn't end up using it. So we have the technology to suit your needs.
Yeah, that sounds good. I actually have a book here called The Green Witch, and it's basically like nature shit, like all natural, like making this tea remedy to soothe a headache or something. I haven't read through it entirely, but stuff like that. And I was kind of thinking of basing her around not exactly that, because she does have actual magic, but to an extent, that idea.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Is that a hard copy book? Do you have a PDF of that?
It's a hard copy book. I bought it at a Bull Moose.
Oh, you
I
bastard.
found it randomly. Like, I was walking through Newberry's and I was like, oh my god, look at this book. It's perfect for my druid.
How dare you find random books?
Just Googled it, and I mean, it's like it's $10 as a Kindle,
Yeah.
or like $12.
Yeah,
as
I bought it for like
um,
$11 at Bull Moose.
I will totally rip it from the internet. Author.
Sorry, not
so-
sorry.
So,
I mean,
I
no, I would never
imagine...
do that. I don't do
I
that.
imagine even at some point, being mostly raised in nature, maybe not by like a specific person, but just by nature in general. My plan was for her to be raised in nature to like her late teens. And then nature's kind of like, okay, you need to go out into the world and learn more. So she's not like super awkward, I've never been around people druid, and she's also not like granola chewing hippie druid either.
Right.
But that, she might even call herself a green witch versus a druid, because I imagine she gets called a witch and stuff as a tiefling. Or worse.
It down. Calls herself a green witch.
Yeah, or like a nature witch or something.
It's cool. I like that. Do you have a name yet? Does anybody have a name for their people yet, or that's it?
I don't have a name yet. That's generally the last thing I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
a
still
name for
working on it.
mine.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ivor Shemov.
Can you spell that in the Discord just in case there's like apostrophes and blah blah blah?
Yeah, I got you.
No, so that all sounds good. And then mechanically speaking, you're all set, right?
Are you okay? I haven't looked through the druid spells really at all. Is it okay to, if I find a spell from Xanathar's, to take from that, or would you prefer it all be from the PHB?
No, I'm okay with anything that you would have that is in Wizards of the Coast content, and like for druids, they get all their spells. They just prepare certain ones. So
Right.
But depending, I might say, oh, you need to go on a pilgrimage for this, but you're already level 6 anyway. So I would say whatever you could have for level 6, you're fine. You don't need to go on a pilgrimage. You just have it.
Okay.
Start with a clean slate. I'm not going to deal with that right now. But moving forward, right? Because you're going into the higher levels, you might have a certain spell that's super powerful. That you're oh, I need know that I need to go to a place of power and commune with nature, or I need to whatever it is.
Right, yeah, no, that's cool.
That'll be more I'll try and be proactive about being okay, you leveled up. What level spells do you have now? And try and tell you ahead of time, these are the spells you would need to learn.
Yeah, and just in case you look at my character sheet, it's not done yet, but as a tiefling, I do get Thaumaturgy, Hellish Rebuke, and Darkness.
Yep.
Just if you go on there and see those, that's why I have them.
No problemo.
It's just I can cast Hellish Rebuke and Darkness once a day.
That's a cool mix as a druid.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, are you all set, or do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, I think the only thing I was going to ask about was the finding magic and whatnot. And I think that'll be more coming down to prayers. I think I might actually try to especially because where a lot of my spells or many of my spells are going to be a mix of arcane and divine. I think that'll come up as we play. But I'm also trying to purposely pick spells that could be either arcane or divine.
Yeah, and if there's any that you have maybe questions about, just shoot me a message or bring it up, whatever. But I mean, I think you should be okay because obviously gods exist, they're tangible things. So I mean, people in the Arcanum are they have deities that they acknowledge, right? For anywhere in the world, really.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm good with that. And just because I don't want to dedicate you as the healer. So for your magical thing, do you have a preference of what it is your
No, I
thing
really
would be?
I'm easy. I like being the healer, so if you want to dedicate me as the healer, go right ahead.
So what I think I'm going to do is whenever you cast a spell, whenever you cast a spell, you roll a d20. On a 20, you do the max. So whether it's a healing or whether it's like an arcane spell, like you do the max. So obviously it wouldn't happen for anything that has an effect, like haste or shield or whatever. Like it's not going to affect that whatsoever. But anything that has a die attached to it.
Is that going to be an item, or is that going to be...
That would be connected to your holy symbol.
Okay.
So whatever it is, your holy symbol, focus, whatever it is that you have for that.
I think I'm going to have that tome you gave me be my holy symbol. And or my spell, I'll have a spell book.
Yeah. Just to remind you, it's a fucking huge tome. It is going back to the Roman fucking church, the 2-foot tome.
Yeah, it's
100-pound
ridiculous.
book. Yeah, it's you would have to have a custom latch, and it would take up all your carrying capacity. It would not be an easy thing to tote around.
Just get a wagon purely to carry around this massive book.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like a little mini wagon with a donkey, pretty much just carrying it around for you.
Or just hire a manservant that just he just carries
Unseen
around.
Like
servant
one of the
cast
one of
all
those
the time.
those little rickshaw things, but it's just for the book.
Just mage hand all the time.
It's a little more than 5 pounds. Mage hand's 5 pounds, right?
25.
25, yeah. Yeah, even 25. Book's more than 25 pounds. Alright. So Oliver, you're just hanging out. You don't have any questions for me? Or do you?
Not really, honestly. I mean, if anyone, if people need to what's it called? I was saying with Brianna, for maybe sourcing, what's it called? I'm not what's it called? Oliver's not exactly the best person to go hunting down what's it called, plants and whatnot. But if there's anything any particular specimen that she knows of that she may particularly want for and might need underhanded means to acquire the specimen, then Oliver, I'm sure, is looking for work around Fransport and around the other cities.
I think the other side of that too is just because she makes healing potions doesn't mean she also can't make poisons.
Oh
Exactly,
yeah,
yeah,
I
I'm sure
definitely
all of them, yeah.
imagine that, part of her reputation as a green witch is the fact that people see her as a tiefling and see her making potions and stuff, and they maybe come to her for seedier shit.
Oh, then yeah, absolutely. What's it called? That's something that Oliver is proficient in, is poison usage. So I'm sure what's it called, to find ingredients to make potions, or not potions, poisons, or just acquiring just pre-made poisons. I'm sure, yeah, that could be a way that I'm in contact with you.
Yeah, I mean, we have druids have a proficiency in herbalism kit, and you can make antitoxins and healing potions as a base with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've got I think I bought a poisoner's kit recently. Pretty sure. No.
PS for the
And I
team.
mean, as flavor text Dylan, for
Lot of
other little minor potions, I'm not talking anything massive, just minor affecting potions. We can talk about that if you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I said, I have kind of a guide on what things you need for this and that, and I mean, I'm still good. If we can find some more resources, I'm totally okay with that too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, my other again, haven't super read through this yet. We have, what is it, the Table Masters book? What's the title of it, Anthony?
I think it's just a book of tables. I don't remember what it's
Yeah,
called.
it's just a
It's
book
not near me.
of like random tables of stuff. And there's a chart in it that's just like D100 random potion effects. And they're all like really small things. But you know, anything like kind of naturey based that I could maybe make, this wouldn't be one of them, but this sticks out as one of the things I read. Is it makes whoever drinks the potion vomit gold coins for like 1d4 minutes.
Vomit gold coins. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know that I would know as a druid how to do that. I think that would take some arcane doing. But you know, like just random stuff like that. And that doesn't have to be like a main story point, but you know, like she probably sells some stuff like that to people.
Yeah, no, then yeah, I'm fine with that being like our background of knowing each other is that I come to you maybe, yeah, for some poisons or if I need ingredients for like a particular poison that I know about, and I know that you're gonna have those kinds of ingredients that I need.
Yeah, I'll look up like natural poisons.
Yeah, no,
I'm
because
cool
yeah,
with that.
yeah, no, I'm proficient in poison making because what's called in the poisoner's kit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll look up some of that stuff. I was gonna have like a list of like real world plants
Mhm.
and like their, you know, what people say they do,
right, okay.
you know, like ginger relieves headaches or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure.
You want some names for some poison plants? There's like poison hemlock, nightshade.
Yeah, nightshade.
Certain mushrooms like amanita mushrooms.
Yeah.
Are pretty poisonous. They'll kill you.
Yeah, so I mean, I imagine she's just curious about plants in general.
Pretty
She
poisonous, they'll
doesn't,
kill you.
you know, stray from like
Yeah,
a
so I
plant
mean, I
because it's
imagine
poisonous. She's like,
just
oh my
curious
gosh, look at
about
this
plants
amazing
in
poisonous
general.
plant. It
She
can kill you
doesn't,
in like 2 minutes.
You know,
stray from like
Yeah,
a
so I
plant.
mean,
She kind of reminds me of Jester almost, like the inquisitiveness from.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Role?
definitely watching Critical Role. I mean, that's definitely part of the reason I wanted to make it.
No, I like
tiefling,
that.
but-
That's really cool, especially in like a druidic character.
But yeah, I mean, there's that. I mean, yeah, we could just say, what's it called? I only know you, but I'm just trying to think other ways to like, because Oliver's pretty much what he's doing in this time skip where you guys are arriving in this area, pretty much, is that he's very much mostly sticking around France, but we're also bouncing to the other cities too, just picking up, you know, some under the table work here and there. Any kind of things where what's it called, or even some over the table stuff like say bodyguarding.
Yeah, I'm cool with any of the number of characters knowing her for like selling potions. Maybe she sells them like slightly cheaper than other stores so she can get competition because she's not like she doesn't have a store. She just kind of sells things.
Yeah, and that's cool too because it's kind of like a niche thing where like in this setting, especially because again magic is very like monitored, but also like apothecaries and alchemists, whatever, what have you, they're not super common. So like you could definitely get like a good amount for your stuff. You know what I mean? Like you could definitely make a living if you could figure out how to do it. You know, it's because it's one of those things where like a lot of like if you were to go up to say another apothecary, it'd be like trade secrets. Like they probably wouldn't show you unless like you apprenticed under them and like they really trusted you, kind of a
Right.
thing. But if like your background, you come from nature and you know like what the plant effects are and blah blah blah, then like you've gone through that training.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that, you know, as part of not like deception really, but you know, she will to certain people advertise and be like, this is all natural, this is organic, because you know that's all she does is nature stuff.
What's it called? We could even say, what's it called? If you are like a little bit known for having some like poisons and whatnot, we could even say that Oliver, what's it called? That you met Oliver and that he introduced you to a couple of people from the underground in the area, like
Yeah,
less
yeah,
sketchy underground
to
people.
get like underground plants.
Yeah, only stuff from the Underdark.
Yeah, I actually have a page tabbed in our Out of the Abyss book that is underground plants.
That's
wow.
pretty awesome.
I mean, it's all mushrooms, but you know.
Good stuff.
But yeah, no, but like helping you avoid like the sketchiest people in Fransport,
Right.
get you in contact with some more reputable sketchy people.
Right, like people that are willing to pay money for kind of sketchy products, but aren't total sketchballs.
Exactly, yeah. Because Oliver knows the whole gamut from extreme sketch to random people who just have a problem that needs dealt with.
Is Oliver an assassin?
He is, yes.
Okay.
But he does everything. But that is, what's it called? What he's like mostly cultivated. Because swear the money.
Oh, I've
Is what
been
I-
an assassin. I know.
But yeah, no, yeah, he is assassin by class, but he does generally pick up any kind of odd job whenever there's not so much high profile work like that available.
All right. So just swapping gears here for a second. So Walter,
Yes.
I've kind of left you to the wayside for a while. So, do you want to go through some stuff and we'll add to your sheet?
Sure. Yeah. So I
So
I got most. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so just real quick, I'll ask you for a couple of things just to fill in some of this, and then like the quick stuff. So background, did you pick one?
I did Outlander.
Oh, sick. I also
Okay.
picked Outlander.
There you go. Like I said, I don't really watch alignment, but did you have an alignment you wanted me to put?
Chaotic neutral.
All right. So you got proficiencies in that because you're a sorcerer. So what about your skills that you have proficiencies in?
I have proficiencies in athletics, survival, intimidation, and persuasion.
All right. And did you roll for your hit dice?
I have not actually. That's like the. Let me do that real quick.
Okay, so straight up you have I think it's a D8 for sorcerer off the top of my head.
I believe so. It's actually a D6. Okay.
Ooh, D6. All right, so you have 6 plus 2, you have 8 automatically. Plus you're level 6, so 5 times 2 is 10 more, so you have 18. And then go ahead and roll 5d6.
So first one was not good. That is a 1 plus my mod, so 4.
So I already added your mod. I did all the static numbers, so it was a 1.
Yep, 1 plus my mod, which just makes it 4. Because 16's a plus 3, right?
Yeah, you have a 15 in it. Right now I have oh, you didn't tell me if you had feats. So hold on.
I didn't have a feat, but I have a 16 starting dex. Because of human.
Yeah,
I
you have
took regular human, so everything gets a plus 1.
Yeah, 16 on your dex, but your constitution is what drives the health. You have right now I have it as 16 dex, 15 con.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, okay. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be 3 for the first one, so not good.
Yep. So just tell me the numbers because I already added all the static stuff already. So do 4
Just
more.
the numbers? Okay.
Yeah, 4 more d6.
So 6,
Nice.
5, 6, and 2.
Okay. Very good. So do you have any, let's see, do you have personality traits? Did you pick any of that, or, I mean, you can fill that in.
I was about to roll for those. For my background.
Okay, no problem.
Wise hunter.
So what do you have for like a weapon? Do you just have a staff, or do you have like
Yeah.
daggers, or?
It would be a quarterstaff and 2 daggers. I'm fairly sure. Let me look at the sorcerer. Light crossbow. Yeah, so light crossbow or any simple weapon. I chose a quarterstaff. Arcane focus, explorer's pack, and 2 daggers. Those are my equipment.
All right. So there you go. That's all set. Is there anything that's like super important to you that you'd want to have, or an idea of what you would want your special minor thing to be?
That's a good question. I wish I had a physical copy of the DMG on me, because I'd look at like all the little different trinkets and find one that would match. But
Well, today is your lucky day because I have 237 random trinkets in a table in Roll20.
awesome.
We can either roll random, or I can start from the list and start reading you things until you find one you like.
Nah, roll me that random one. Give me something spicy.
Alright, I won't roll it in the pretty format. I'll do it this way so it shows up in your chat. I'll roll it like 3 times. You'll pick one. I can keep rolling. Oh, crap. You're not even in Roll20. Sorry. Okay, so
we can just read it out for him.
a gold coin minted in an unknown land. A pair of old socks. It's the pair of old socks,
Ooh.
right?
Oh,
And,
that's the good one.
And the last one, which actually kind of fits your backstory if you're going with the desert thing, is a dragon's bony talon hanging from a plain leather necklace.
Oh yeah, no, that works great.
Imagining it's the most raggedy, disgusting sock. But
They're
they
like
give
the really
you,
old
but they give you
Just, like,
+5
super
to movement
crusty.
speed.
Yeah,
Because they're super comfortable because they're nice and well worn.
But they got
same
like
time,
that
the holy
one tiny
socks.
hole that your baby toe comes out of.
Right.
like they look extremely disgusting, and you just feel bad wearing them, but they actually feel amazing on your feet.
You feel bad wearing them, but you just can't get rid of them.
Because they were grandma's present.
So, do you have a name for such dragon bony talon hanging from plain leather necklace, or do you just want me to call it like talon necklace or something?
Yeah, talon necklace. I'll think of a better name for it in the future.
I'll just do like dragon bone necklace. So you
Yeah. Oh,
so
no.
tell me again. So you got like struck by lightning or something like that. So how did it go with the backstory?
Yeah, so hypothetically what I'm thinking about is like desert area, right? And blue dragons or I guess yeah, blue dragons live in desert areas. So what I was thinking is that I lived in this maybe this town or this tribe at one point, and maybe like a young blue dragon or something like that attacked the village, and I was struck with its breath weapon. But instead of dying, I was infused with the draconic energy that came from his breath weapon. So now I'm a sorcerer of the draconic type.
Okay, that's cool. Okay. So, and I can't remember. You're going with a human. You're not going with a dragonborn.
Nope, human.
So I think this is what I'm going to do for you. I think what I'm going to do is if you cast... hold on here. I just want to make sure it's balanced with everything else. Okay. So if you cast a lightning spell specifically, it has to be lightning, then you roll a d20, and on a 20, you do max damage, and you also ignore resistances. But only
I
with
like
that.
that. I like that.
It's kind of like giving the elemental feat,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
elemental affinity or whatever. But you have to roll the 20.
Yeah.
All right. So what else you got for me?
So let me just roll this last die. Okay, so for personality traits, I'm always picking things up and fiddling with them, and sometimes I break them or break things that I pick up. So the concept of look and do not touch really doesn't translate over. I'm chaotic neutral, which basically means that I'm kind of like a just kind of like social constructs really don't mean anything to me because I've lived out near or sometimes I've crossed through Badlands or maybe skirted into them, and I've seen various things that turn the average person yellow. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been around the block a few times.
Right.
I'm slow to trust members of other races and tribes, so I'm sort of antisocial, maybe partially xenophobic. I can give you a list of spells that I chose.
But going down. So, what did you put for your ideals?
My ideal was life is the seasons in constant change, and we must change with it. And since I'm chaotic neutral, the natural world is more important than all the constructs of civilization. So
Yeah, I won't remember that. I'll just go back. I'll re-listen to this video and put it in after.
yeah.
Because I'm sure I can just find a table that has it all in there and just copy and paste. Alright. Screw it. We won't worry about that. So, spells. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, start letting me know what your spells are.
Okay, so I took a feat, and the feat was Magic Initiate, so I took 2 cantrips from separate spell lists, but whenever I cast either of those cantrips or the level 1 spell that I was allowed to choose, I can't use it until I complete a long rest.
Okay. 10-4, so hold on here. Let me,
I haven't chosen
that you
it.
have Magic
No,
Initiate. So you took Magic Initiate. All right. What are the spells from that?
So for cantrips that I took from it were Sacred Flame and Eldritch Blast.
Just double check for me. I think they have to be from the same list.
Let me check. Yep.
Because then you use whatever their modifier is.
Okay. Speeds. Okay, yeah, no, it is. All right, I misread that. So yeah, I'll pick. I gotta pick a one of the two.
There's not many. I mean, like all people, like they have light. They have. I don't think they have like mending. They have chill touch. They have crap. I can't remember all the warlock stuff off the top of my head.
Look at Warlock real quick. We'll go with
Chill touch, mage hand, minor illusion, poison spray, prestidigitation, true strike, and that's it.
yeah. Okay. We'll go with we'll keep Eldritch Blast, and then in place of Sacred Flame, we'll take I think True Strike.
10-4. Okay.
And then I'll just continue with my other cantrips that I have from my sorcerer.
Okie dokie. What you got?
I took Firebolt, Shocking Grasp, Ray of Frost, Light, and Message.
Alright, I gotta like import these in your character. So Firebolt, what was the next one?
Shocking Grasp,
Okay.
Ray of Frost,
Seems like an awful lot of cantrips. How many do you get when you level up to 6? Oh, you get you get
Six,
extra when
I
you
have five.
get extra when you level.
I have five known cantrips.
Okay. And then what was the one after Ray of Frost?
Light,
Okay.
and then Message.
All right. Very good. Okay. So next, first level spells.
Witch Bolt, Chromatic Orb, Sleep. And that was pretty much it for level 1.
That's lame. They don't have Witch Bolt in here. I'll have to add it manually. Okay, so Witch Bolt, something, and then Sleep. What was the other one?
Chromatic Orb.
Bah, I'll have to put those in too. Hold on. Alright, sorry. So it's Chromatic Orb.
Yep.
Okay. And then
Witch Bolt.
Witch Bolt. Alright, so I'm just going to type them in. Just read off your spells, and then I will go back, and I'll add what can be added, and I'll have to manually do the other ones.
Okay, so first levels were Witch Bolt, Chromatic Orb, and Sleep.
Okay.
Had 1 second level spell, which was Invisibility.
Okay.
And then 3 third level, Counterspell, Lightning Bolt, and Blink.
Okay.
And I think that was it. That's it. All I took. Those are 7.
Okay.
And I get 1 more first level because of Magic Initiate, and I think it has to come from Warlock.
Correct.
I will take this one's a pretty easy one. I just have to look. And I'll take Armor of Agathis.
All right. So I got all your spells. I'll make sure to put those in after. So, what did you take for meta magic?
Meta Magic, I took Twinned Spell and Empowered Spell.
All right. And then you're level 6, so all the regular features of level 6. You took the dragon origin or dragon ancestry.
Yes.
Okay.
So at level 6, I get Elemental Affinity. That's what that says.
Yep. And then you get your necklace. I'll remember to put your necklace. I'll probably put it in your loot for now. Alrighty. So, all that stuff's good. Armor class, initiative, speed. I don't care about that because I get all that. Dragonborn, I got all your spells. Oh, languages.
Yeah, I speak Common, Draconic, and Undercommon.
All right, very good. Any tools or whatever?
Forget if my background gives me a tool. I think it does, but I'm not sure. Let me check. Outlander.
What's the question about Outlander? Because I've been looking at Outlander.
Does it give you any tools or anything?
It gives you proficiency with an instrument.
And an extra language.
Yeah, and an extra language. Oh man, so what instrument are you taking? We could totally be a band.
I don't know. I think my character is supposed to be Russian, so I'll probably take like a balalaika or something similar. It's like an Eastern style guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know what it is. I don't know how to spell it. I'll have to look it up.
My character's probably going more simple and naturey, like a lute or a flute or a mandolin or something.
I get that. Balalaika is spelled B-A-L.
Okay.
A-L-A-I-K-A.
I-A-K-A?
A-I-K-A. So Bala-Lai-L-I-L-A-I K-A. Maybe I should I just send you the word? Message you it?
Yeah. Let's do
It's
that.
kind of gross. Cyrillic makes no sense.
Alright, and then you're going to have an extra language, so you can get one of those.
Extra language, okay. Why not Dwarven? Let's do that. A bounty hunter, I probably know some Duragar anyway, so.
Alright, and then I'll put your feature in there. I already know you're an Outlander. You have your hit points. I just gotta put in all the normal stock sorcerer stuff for you. And your sorcery points
What is
and
my
all
total
that.
amount of what is my total amount of hit points?
38.
38. Okay.
So I think with that, I think it's good for now. Like I'll input all the whatever. So the only thing I would need is you already gave me the name, so I'm good with that. And then if you could grab an image so I can make the token for you.
Okay, I got you. Let me. Oh, Google.
All right, and so are there any other questions from the rest of you? I know it took a little bit, but
No, I'm good. I think I'm gonna get off and head to bed. I have to work 12 hours both days this weekend.
that sucks. Happy Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day!
Yeah.
Yay, medical field.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
My character isn't quite done, Dylan, but I'll work on it in my couple of days off. It's just like I gotta read through the spells and stuff and copy
Yeah,
the
I
stuff from the books and
it's no problem. Like we know where it's going. Is like that's the most important thing, and then we can pick away at it as long as everything's ready. So like next week we can play. You know.
yeah, I basically just have to add in like all the text from the druid stuff, and I have to pick a feat still or put up my ability score. But
Only thing I changed, just because I didn't want all of us to be humans, I changed to half elf instead of being human.
is it just the four of us playing?
It's going to be Ed as well. He wasn't here today. He already had a character. He wants to use the same character from the other campaign. So he said he was fine whatever direction it took. He was already okay. But his son, he got a call. He went to the hospital. So he had like a actual good excuse. So
Okay. Is Ed's character a human?
Ed's character is a fucking shish kebab. Hold on here. Yeah, it's a human.
Okay. He's human, right? Yeah.
Yeah, human warlock, I believe.
Cool,
Yeah.
traveling around with a bunch of humans.
Humanocentric campaign, yeah.
Woo! Tiefling goes into the dark all the time because they can see in it.
Yeah, that's why I went half elf. I was like, we need some more people who could probably see in the dark.
You don't
Yeah,
need
probably
to go
good
half elf,
choice.
Just be a human.
I
Just-
really
just-
like using darkness. It's a really good tool in my DM
We'll
toolkit.
just have a party full of humans and one tiefling. I'm sure that won't look suspicious or anything.
We use the dark vision rules anyway, where after 30 feet, it goes to dim light for them anyway, right?
Yeah, so it's essentially like having a torch when you don't have a torch.
Yeah.
Unless you have the improved, because there's some classes that have improved dark vision, in which case it's like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I think that's just like if you play like Drow.
Yeah,
I think
or
that
there's
it's like Drow and Orc, I think.
this for Neblin.
Oh yeah, the deep gnomes. Yep.
Yeah, they have
Any
it
of the
too.
Underdark.
Yeah,
I need
pretty
to make
much.
a Ferneblin.
It's just like a fun thing to say.
Yes, for Fneblin.
I mean, listen, I have a drow character. I have a half Dwergar dwarf. I need to complete the trinity with a Ferneblin.
And a hook horror.
I'm not being a
Oh
hook whore.
god. So I understand it's not a sorcerer, but my sorcerer sort of looks like that. He has the long black beard and sort of the shaved head. But I understand that's not a sorcerer. That would be a monk.
That's the nice thing about sorcerers. They don't have to be wearing like sorcerer garb, like mage garb.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Is that a picture of Kazarim?
Yes, it is. It's a
I was
picture
like,
of
what?
the monk from
Why
Diablo
is it-
3.
Yeah. Do you play Heroes of the Storm at all?
I got a couple buddies that do. I'm considering getting it when my computer's fixed.
Oh, yeah, dude. If you get it, hook me up. I uninstalled that game because it's bad for my health because I stay up late, but screw it.
Come play League of Legends with me and a couple friends of ours.
No, I
Boo.
hate
Oh.
League of Legends
Boo, League of Legends.
so much. I play that game and
Wow,
it's
it
just
sounds like everyone loves League of Legends.
yeah.
It's not that it's a bad game. It's that the community is total
sucks
ass.
dong balls.
Yeah, Toxicus Familia. It's pretty bad. There's a lot of really bad people in there that just have like no filter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
it's
so much
terrible.
garbage.
Like I used to, and it's not even that I was a terrible player, because I remember at one point I was like one match away from fucking diamond, and then like fell away. So it's yes, I'm not like top tier or anything, but like I wasn't terrible. I knew what I was doing, but it was like, what's the purpose of playing a team game if you're not gonna play as a team? You know what I mean?
It's just
It's just, I don't know. I really like Heroes of the Storm in terms of like, I kind of like the gameplay anyway, but I like the characters, but the community is a lot better in that game. And yeah, I played League I think for like 2 years, and it was just like every time it got to the point where every time I played that game, I was mad after I played the game. Like I was in a terrible mood. I'm like, I'm playing a game to relax, you know. I don't need that in my life. You know, from a game.
that's true.
So I was like, no, I'm gonna quit that. And then I tried Heroes of the Storm when it came out, and I was just like totally in love. But yeah, that's my mobile career.
No, I back in I think how many years ago was it now? It was like 4. Back in my sophomore junior year of high school, I played World of Tanks. You ever heard of that game?
Dude, we actually have somebody who's like almost #1 in our channel, like #1 in the I don't know if it's the world or his region, but like legit. I don't if you still watch it. Toasted Bums.
I haven't heard the name, but I played League, and I played competitively for about a season, and I just was like, nah.
Oh,
Oh, he's gone.
Whoosh vanished from the face of the earth. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Bad juju, everybody. That's why we don't talk about League.
What the hell, dude? I got
It's
memed.
a sign from above.
Yeah, no, I got out of that game, and I'm glad because that game was fucking. Ooh.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm is like League, but
Like
non-toxic.
it's like Baby League.
Yeah, it's like Baby League because they do smooth out a lot of stuff too, which is why I like it, because like you don't have to worry about last hitting and all that stuff, and the XP is based on the party. So it's like, yeah, some people will be like, "Oh, I'm a competitive gamer, screw that," and blah blah blah. But it's like you're playing a team game, and what they've done is they said, here's a team game. Let's make everything team based. Oh, there you go. So it's like, if somebody's having a rough game, because it happens to everybody, that's okay. Like, the team can still win. So,
Yeah, the learning curve for League is pretty fucking high, and at the same time, I think Blizzard does a better job of homogenizing a team. Riot's like, yeah, it's up to the players, but most of the time the players are just going to flame the person who's doing bad, even though it may not necessarily be their fault. We don't give a fuck. We'll just ban them.
yeah.
Don't actually care.
Or again, it's like, aha, see? Bring it up. That's what you get for bringing up League again.
Now I'm spooked. I swear I'm not even touching my phone. My phone-
Bad juju. Bad juju.
We're talking about League then.
Sad.
But yeah, I just like the characters better anyway in Heroes of the Storm. But no buying items, that's a big plus. No runes, because I never played enough to get like the max of all the runes, so it's like my build was always semi-subpar, and I'm like, come on, man. I play this game a lot, you know? But anyway, whatever. Not talking about it. Back to D&D.
Stop the bad juju, man. We're gonna get cursed.
That's right. So I'll make Walter's token. Anthony, do you have a token yet?
Not yet. I can make one though.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can do it. So plot wise, obviously without spoiling too much, I'm trying to think of how to say it, like give it an overview without giving it too much. Let me.
Is it a dark themed campaign? Is it like very sort of like dirty, kind of like evil campaign sort of thing, or is it like a normal questing, sort of being the good guys campaign?
Yeah, it's kind of being the good guys campaign, but you could really you can take it wherever you want, but essentially what I wanted to do was focus on planar and like extra planar stuff, and how it's commingling and disrupting the material plane. Is kind of like an overview of it. And what the last group got into, which they were just starting to scratch the surface, was they found like a spot where they could actually kind of see through to another plane.
Do you dabble in any of like the Runeterra lore? Like, because I know there's the thing about how Helm killed Mystra and that caused all the null magic areas and the wild magic areas and shit like that.
That's literally what my cleric is based on.
Yeah,
I love Helm. I do him for most of my paladins, even though he's kind of a dick, but he makes a really good god. He's powerful.
There's some stuff that I either throw out of the D&D lore, or I'm just like, it's okay, like it can be a thing. Like I don't harp on it quite as much. It doesn't make a huge difference, but that in particular, like a lot of the stuff having to do with like Mystra and the Weave and stuff is pretty much intact. Like just because I don't know why I love that stuff. Like I love like the magic and like whatever, but just to give you a heads up, like this is for the most part a very low magic campaign, but naturally when you get up level wise, you'll get more magic. But it's mostly because of, again, how oppressive kind of the Arcanum is with controlling magic and keeping it in check. So it's like they have a lot of the relics, they have a lot of the stuff because they're hoarding it, pretty much, for anything that's made. But I like bringing back the feeling like the magic is weird. You know, it's not just a science, it's also like an intuition. It's but it's also strange and random, you know.
Yeah, it's more than just the physics of the world that it's based on. It's what there's stuff that like even some of the most powerful conjurers don't know, and all that kind of stuff. How deep does it really go?
Yeah, so, and also what I've done is I made a huge table and handout for masterwork items. That's one thing that I do to mechanically supplement people and try and keep them happy for the fact that there's not magic. Because, again, it's low magic. I think the party was like lucky and found one magic item. Actually found like a second that they couldn't purchase because it was too expensive. And they were like level 6. But
Oh, that like 6,000 gold one at the jewelry shop there.
I think it was only 2,000, I think, if I remember correctly. But still, it was like more
Oh
than
no,
you
the
had on
necklace
you.
the necklace we had was a shitload, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like an ancient piece. It wasn't magical. It was just like a super expensive piece of jewelry that was like ancient.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. That's why I was kind of sad you didn't pick Kaladin, because I was gonna let you have that still.
Oh, we gave it to. That's why I was willing to give it away, because I figured I might change characters. So
It's all right. You'll walk past a random person that has like the most blingy bling, and you'll be like, "That's my monk." Walking around.
oh
the
my
world.
god.
Yeah, but I just figured I'd give you a heads up on that, though, Walter, that it's going to be a lot lower magic. But naturally, when you get higher, yes, you'll find pieces of magic, but it'll be like weird. Or like you might find like a piece or like a magical thing that maybe shouldn't be magical, but maybe being in a place of power for an extended period of time has given it a magical property, even though it shouldn't necessarily have one. Like, it's not like a sword. It could be like, I don't know, a fucking noodle. Maybe not a noodle, but you know, it could be like a rock, like one thing that would be cool. I was thinking the other day is like a lucky rock, which is actually like an item, but something like that where it's sat in a place of power for a long time, saturated with magic, and over time it's become like an actual magical thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, think about what do you call it? Like radiation. You know what I mean? Like, if magic is able to seep into the natural world around it, if it's in like a place of magical fallout, um, like a rift opens or something, or some sort of magical catastrophe happens, and there's just an explosion of arcana, right? And over how many, X hundreds of years this item has been here, maybe all of the magic is seeped away, but maybe this particular item holds a concentration enough to make it, inherently magical and do wondrous things.
Right, right. Yeah, so it's like stuff like that, where can people enchant stuff? Yes, but it's a lot more difficult than, say, in other settings. It's not like a setting where like there's fucking magic everywhere. That's not the kind of setting this is. It's more like a lot of people are kind of superstitious about magic, and the Arcanum like does have a heavy hand in controlling a lot of this stuff. So I just figured I would let you know, like, that if you're expecting like magic items all the time, that you might get some some minor stuff here and there, or like, yeah, you might find something that's like holy shit. But mechanically speaking, a lot of the stuff I'm supplementing with these masterwork items that there's a whole chart and blah blah blah.
Yeah. No, I've
Alright,
always been a big
I'm gonna head out.
fan of. Go ahead.
I'm gonna head out. See you all later.
All right, man.
Or
Hey,
next
later,
week
man.
anyway.
Me
Thank-
too. Good night, guys.
Thanks for hanging
Yeah, I'll
out.
probably head out here in a
Yeah.
second. Too. If anyone wants
Good
to integrate backstories or anything, just shoot me a direct message and we can talk it out.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Peace.
so I'll talk to you later. Can't wait to play next week, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Bye.
Bye.
No, but I'm a big fan of campaigns that sort of limit the amount of magical items, because it kind of, if you get into a campaign where like you get a magic item every, like, I don't know what, every couple, like, missions or something, or like it's not as common, it makes it feel like less special when you really didn't work for it. It's not as rare, so I appreciate that
Yeah.
aspect.
Well, it's one of those things too, like, if you find somebody who has a magic item that is willing to sell it, and they name you a price, it gives you a goal to work towards. Like, it's a known, like, if I go do some odd jobs because I want that item, like, that's what I'm gonna do. Or maybe it's like, oh, we all have to pool our money in together for one person to get an upgrade, or like, again, it's about limiting those resources and also making it not feel like just a video game,
Yeah.
It's not a video game where you just like, okay, I got a new thing and throw that other thing in the trash and like keep recycling through stuff. It's, holy crap, I found like this really amazing blade that's a masterwork blade. So like, for instance, the masterwork can be anything from like re-rolling damage dice to giving you like there's some special guards that like give you +1 to your AC when you take the dodge action. There's like I couldn't name them all. There's so many that I have, but they give you stuff that like that's what makes this unique.
Yeah.
So, and in that I have +1, +2, and +3 items. Because in my mind it's like, what is it about magic that just makes it a +1? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's magic, you can do whatever, but I like magical effects to be like elemental. A lot of times I have the magic effects be like, in some cases, a double-edged sword. Like, here's a major positive and a minor or two minor negatives. Or something, so it's like you use it but at a risk. Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. So, do you have any other questions for me?
Not that I know of. I think I'm pretty good. If I have any other questions though, I won't hesitate to message you sometime over the next week in between where we do D&D. So
Okay. Do you think you'll be able to have your computer up and running so you can go and roll 20, or no?
I'm gonna try my hardest. I'll see what I can do and I'll let you know in advance whether or not that's gonna happen. Because I know it's kind of important. So and also I really don't like being without a computer. Kind of off. But no, yeah, I'll make an earnest effort to really get that before we get too far into the campaign, so we get all that settled and to deal with extraneous dice rolls and whatever. So
All right, dude. So yeah, if you get that, or if you have any other like backstory, if you have any other whatever, I gave you your magic thing. Oh damn it, I did want to give Brianna her magic thing, so I'll send it to her in Belgarian. I'll make a note of that. But yeah, so I think we're good. If you just want to take that snip I sent you in the Discord, you can just circle a spot and be like, this is where I'm from, this hex, and I'll drop a little house on it. And if you have a name for the village, I'll put it in there. Or if you're like, yeah, there's also a village over here. You know, whatever it is you come up with, it's your piece of the pie. I can put it on the map. Or if you're like, no, I don't come from this map, I come from like somewhere different, then that's cool too.
awesome, sweet.
Yep, and then we'll get everything going, and hopefully once you get a computer and you get into Roll20, I can show you like where everything is actually located, because I got again a hierarchy here where I have like some handouts are in there. There's like map tools where you can put as a player you can drag these markers over to the map yourself, and then I'll set them to the map layer later, just to give the players a little bit more agency, I guess.
Yeah.
So
All right. Awesome. Yeah. No, I'll make a real earnest effort either to have it by this session or at the very latest next session.
okay, sounds good.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for jumping on board, and see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week, man.
All right. Peace out. Whoop whoop.